Hi, Jen here from Jen Michelle Coaching, and today I want to talk about living in your truth. For those of you new to my channel, I would love to invite you to subscribe. I release a video weekly. So let's talk a little bit about truth and why this is a high frequency that we really want to live in. There's this misconception that in order to sort of be in light or to be positive or to vibrate at a high level, that we need to bypass difficult emotions. And the truth is that if you are accepting and knowing of what is, meaning that you are honoring and holding space for your emotional experience, this is living in alignment. This is moving closer to creating a life and a love that is going to flourish and thrive. We often think that we're not allowed to be in a bad mood because that's a low vibration. We're not allowed to feel that way. So we have this sort of persona we put on, or we subtly shame ourselves and prevent ourselves from feeling certain human emotions and staying with our emotional experience. But this is the opposite of what we want to do. We want to hold space for all of the emotions that show up in life, the happy as well as the sad and the dark and the deep and the wounded. We want to be in truth, and how being in truth allows you to propel yourself forward and to create a beautiful life that's authentic and rooted in self-love versus sort of this spiritual bypassing that can often occur when we misunderstand what alignment and what living in authenticity is. Number one, don't let fear stop you from living a life that feels authentic to you. There are so many things that are going to come up for us in life that feel scary, but also feel very intuitive at the same time. I can think of so many examples in my own life where fear was present, but that knowing and that guidance was also present. And what often happens is we feel like we can't be scared when we do the thing, or when we try something new, or we put ourselves out there. And this couldn't be further from the truth. And so when you are living in your own personal truth, it's about being scared, but being connected to that deeper part of you that knows this is your next step. And I'm not a big believer in sort of throwing yourself out there full throttle. But if you have fear, but you also have that calling or that knowing internally that you're taking action and you're recognizing that the way to move through fear is through facing it. So you can change it, you can transform it, and you can bring to light those parts of you that keep you playing small or keep you stuck. Often I'll see this in dating, right? Sometimes a woman will feel like, I'm not ready to get back out there. I got to do this, this, and this within myself, whether she's working on physical changes. Maybe she wants to lose some weight first, or she wants to just work on herself internally a bit first. These things are valid, but they can also be a way to stop ourselves from presenting and taking those steps to move towards what it is that we want. And so if you find in your own life that fear kind of cripples you, I invite you to start taking those little baby steps of putting yourself out there as a work in progress versus kind of feeling like you're going to reveal yourself when you've reached a certain status, and really recognize that fear lives in all of us, but it's okay to lean into it so we can really face authentically what lives on the other side of it and create a life where the ego isn't keeping us playing small. Number two, learn to honor your intuition and the voice of your heart. The truth lives in here. And so we want to make sure that we're not caught in here thinking of all the reasons we can't do something or something won't work out, or we start looking for it externally. Maybe we're taking a poll. What do you think I should do? What would you do? If this were your situation, what would your brother do? Or we do all these interesting things where we start farming out our truth externally, and we kind of take a poll and we see what everyone else thinks. And this is a great way to get stuck in our heads and get everything muddled. But instead, we want to really connect within ourselves and access our own intuition and see what's happening inside, so we can access that wisdom that lives within us and recognize that we know what's best. And it doesn't matter what people think externally, as long as we're connecting to what lives within us as truth. Number 3, appreciate the subtleties that occur within body. When we're tapping into alignment and we're learning who we are, it's not always going to be this big, clear pull. It's going to be subtle shifts that occur within the body. So sometimes it can be helpful to present yourself with different possibilities, and then you take time to move into your body and tap into the sensations that each sort of opportunity or each example creates. Maybe one feels really heavy. Maybe one feels slightly lighter. Maybe one feels a little bit more abundant or rooted in what you long to connect to. There's going to be these little subtle components when we access our body versus our head that will sort of lead us a little bit further. So it can kind of be not always a yes, this is extremely clear, but maybe it leans a little bit closer to a yes. Maybe it's a maybe yes, or is it maybe going a little bit the other way? We sort of tap into the body to notice the sensations coming up that are going to guide us to the next thing. And then it's our opportunity to listen, to take a step that's rooted in love, alignment, and intention. As you learn to sort of turn this off and move into this, you will move into truth and you will live a life on your terms, and you will find yourself reaching out less and less and connecting inwardly to do what feels most authentic and most true for you. And this creates such opportunity, so much love, so much connection, so much intimacy. It's really where our deepest desires and dreams are accessed. So I hope this video is helpful to you. And if you would like to learn more about the work that I do, please go to my website, jenmichellecoaching.com. I have all kinds of private, group, and digital offerings to support you on your path. Much love, and see you next week.